Welcome back. It's been dubbed digital democracy, a new way of scrutinizing the government and public employees across Africa. Online access is giving citizens the chance to monitor public services and blow the whistle on corruption. Henry Ridgewell has more.
From cashless payments to smartphone apps offering everything from taxis to take-out food, Africa's digital revolution is gathering pace.
You're seeing a lot of the people changing the way they live their lives and also creating for themselves wealth, jobs, opportunities, but also to engage politically on a very different level.
Sarungi is the founder of the Change Tanzania platform. What began as a social media hashtag has ballooned into an online social movement with an app and website listing dozens of petitions and initiatives, ranging from demands for security cameras at bus stops to a community beach clean.
Before used to be people sitting on the streets just talking a lot about politics, but today they've become influencers. With the social media platforms, your voice can be amplified.
In Uganda, the website Yogera, or Speak Out, offers a platform for citizens to scrutinize government, complain about poor service, blow the whistle on corruption. Kenya's Mzalendo website styles itself as the eye on the Kenyan parliament, profiling politicians, scrutinizing expenses, highlighting citizens' rights. But the new platforms for political engagement also risk a backlash.
We are seeing government trying to control as much as they can the virtual space.
The founder of whistleblowing website Jamii Forums last year fell afoul of Tanzania's Cyber Crimes Act, charged with failing to disclose users' data.
We are not against the government, nor judges, nor the police forces. What we are against is the Cyber Crimes Act, which seems to oppress the people.
Meanwhile, authorities in Cameroon cut off internet access for millions of people earlier this year, following anti-government protests in English-speaking regions of the country. The French campaign group Internet Without Borders warns that African governments are increasingly using internet blackouts to stifle political opposition. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
The political crisis in South Sudan is affecting communities in different ways. It may be ethnic violence or pressure on limited resources, pitting locals and the displaced. In a bid to ease tension, the United Nations mission is working on some solutions that have helped. Let's take a look.
Camps like these have become home to hundreds of people displaced by prolonged conflict in South Sudan. Some found refuge in host communities across the country, but lately their hosts are frowning on the presence of the IDPs because of the pressure of their limited resources such as water and firewood. That's the situation in some of the protection of civilian sites in and around the United Nations compound in Juba, where there is rising tension between local residents and displaced people. Both groups have also been victims of attacks by criminals using guns and other weapons hidden in thick bushes around the sites. In its latest effort to ensure peace and stability in the area, the UN mission in South Sudan has commenced 2 development projects. One, a solar-powered water system to provide clean water for communities living around the POC site. UNMISS officials say the provision of water, especially during the dry season, will help reduce disputes between the displaced and local residents.
We've been trucking water into all these displaced people for months now, and the trucks literally drive through the local communities to get to these camps, and the local communities don't have good access to water.
The other project is creating a 200-meter weapons-free zone around the site to reduce the risk of violence. While local residents clear the vegetation, the UN peacekeepers search the area for weapons left behind by rebels.
This is Papa.
South Sudan's conflict began just 2 years after it declared independence from Sudan in 2011. Fighting started spreading in December 2013 after President Salva Kiir, a Dinka, fired his vice president and long-term rival Riek Machar. The explosion of ethnic violence that followed has uprooted nearly a quarter of the country's population of 12 million, creating the biggest refugee crisis since the genocide in Rwanda. Efforts by international organizations and the Sudanese government are geared towards managing the effect of the war and restoring peace in the country.
The more we interact, we share things, the more we will get solutions to our problems. You are here to help us so that we come out of what we are in now, but also to learn from each other.
UNMISS says it hopes those seeking refuge in the POC sites will be encouraged to return to their homes by efforts to improve security and access to clean water, and plans to replicate the initiatives in other sites across the country.